Entonces, aquí andamos en Nogales High School. We're here with football star and local celebrity Maile Vasquez and the coach that discovered her, Coach Jake Teyechea, who also happens to be a history teacher, which is awesome because I love history. And off camera is the current athletic director at NHS, Angel Ortega, who's got some pretty good stuff going on with the school right now. So before we get started, why don't you guys just introduce yourselves? You know, what grade you're in, how old you are.
I'm a junior in Nogales High School, and my name's Maile Vasquez.
Okay, and you're from Nogales your whole life?
Yeah, I'm from. I was born in Phoenix, and we came to Nogales.
Okay, cool. Coach.
Jake Teyechea. I've been teaching at Nogales High School for 5 years. I'm also an alum. Played football here. Graduated from Arizona State, and this is my first year as head coach.
Oh, Sun Devil.
Yes, sir.
Nice. I don't want to show too much support from Sun Devils. We got a lot of Cats fans that watch our show. But I'm really excited to have this interview. I mean, you're all over the news. I mean, you were just in the International yesterday, and you were in the Arizona Republic. I mean, you're all over the web. I mean, I know for a fact that we've got a lot of viewers who are really excited for this interview. They've been talking to us about it all day. Mm-hmm. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. All right. When did you start in sports first?
Sports, probably when I was 6.
6? Yeah. Okay. And what sports did you start with?
I started with bowling, actually.
Bowling?
Yeah.
Nice.
Bowling. I started with bowling, and then I went to soccer, and then football.
Okay, cool. Awesome. When did you start soccer?
I started soccer, when I was like 6.
When you were like 6? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you played in the little leagues and, AYSO?
No, I went straight to club soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. And have you played soccer for NHS or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
So what made the switch to football?
I just wanted to try it out, something new, and I would say to myself, I'd be the first girl, or like just motivation, and I was just like, should I do it? It was always like an iffy question, and
okay.
It wasn't until like more people started motivating me to do it, and my coach and my teammates, and so.
And so I understand you actually beat out 2 boys for the spot that you got, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah.
Now, we also have some stats that we've been received. I mean, do you want to talk about some of your accomplishments in football?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear. What are you the most proud of?
Probably tying the state record.
Tying the state record?
For a female football player.
For a female football player. Coach, you want to talk about your player a little bit? See what's going on? And
during the game, she didn't even know what was going on. She was just going out there focused to make the points.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
It wasn't actually towards the end until we started realizing, I think she's doing something tonight.
Yeah, she made history.
Because we don't treat her any differently, and she's just part of the team. And when we started thinking, I was like, oh, wow, we actually got to start looking into this. And sure enough, I got direct messages on my Twitter letting me know that, she tied the state record for most points scored total in a game, but she actually holds the record for most PATs made in a game.
That's awesome.
By a female kicker.
That's incredible.
Yeah, she beat out, what was her name? Becca
Longo.
Becca Longo from Basha that actually went to university on scholarship for kicking.
Wow. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You're on your way somewhere.
Yeah, during that game, I honestly had no idea what I was like. Like, I knew what I was doing, but not like, I never thought I would break a state record. Like, I was just doing it like how I usually do it, just kicking the ball.
Just playing football.
Until they tweeted, that must be a state record, or they tweeted something like that. I was like, And then, like, that's when more people started, like, realizing and searching into it, and I was like, oh my God, it's true.
That's awesome.
I think I messaged you the next day.
Yeah, I remember I was taking a nap, and I woke up, and I saw that message from Coach, and I was like, no way. And there was an article about it, and I was like, Mom, look at this. And, like, I was all excited.
So is napping a part of the coaching process, part of the training process?
Naps are healthy.
The naps are healthy, absolutely, right? Especially for teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, I like naps too, but they're not as healthy for me. So, I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, you're making history, and here for Nogales High School, that's a big deal.
I feel really good about it. I like inspiring little girls, especially my 2 fans. Like, I love them so
well, you've got
much.
more than 2 fans, but you got a fan club. That's
fan
awesome.
Club. I love all of them.
That's cool.
It's a really good feeling, especially like when I really think about it. It's like, wow, like
When did you realize you have a fan club, or when did your fan club start?
Honestly, I didn't realize it until like probably the first scrimmage.
Okay.
The first scrimmage we had, and I was just doing me. Like I never thought like, oh, I'm gonna have fans or like I never thought of that like until like the two little girls, Maile and Diana, they came up and they were like, can we take a picture with you? I was like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Totally.
Did they have the shirts yet,
No,
or no?
they didn't have the shirts
Not
yet
until they took that
They
picture.
didn't know I was in the team until that game.
All right. Well, how did you feel, Coach, when you realized that your player had a fan club?
I think it's awesome because Maile is taking steps forward, and I know there's other female players out there, and I don't want to take away from that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say about Maile is throughout this entire process, she's been a team player.
Awesome.
She doesn't get big-headed. She continues to go out there and just do what she needs to do. And I think the best thing about it is being such a small community, her being able to give these little girls an opportunity to say, hey, I can do something else, is probably the best part about it.
That's awesome. Well, you know, I always love it when I see people just breaking down stereotypes and pushing forward. That's awesome. Now, aside from football, I mean, you're a high school student, so what's your favorite subject? Let's start off with that.
My favorite subject probably English.
English?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you like to write?
Yeah, I like to write.
Really? Hear that, people? You know that I'm a writer, so
Yeah,
that's
like
awesome.
when I write, sometimes like I'll get really creative and I'm like, ooh.
That's
okay.
awesome. Very
Okay.
cool. Good. I'm glad you like to write. Do you like write poetry, short stories?
Short stories.
Short stories?
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to have to read those sometime. If you'd let me.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how are your grades?
I'm an average student.
An average student? Yeah. Okay, so you did pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, is Coach one of your teachers?
No.
No?
Sadly.
Oh, man, too bad. I'm not saying that he'd give you a pass. I'm sure he'd probably take out even harder on you than usual. And it's good because, I mean, academics is an important part of football as well as in high school. You have to do good academically to play.
Yeah.
Now, aside from school, music, friends, what you got going on?
Yeah, I like music. I always listen to it in the car.
Okay.
Like I always have it full blast.
Nice. What kind of music do you like?
Just rap, pop, all that.
Okay, favorite rapper? Let's hear it.
Favorite rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Probably J. Cole.
J. Cole?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that you said that because I was afraid it was going to be one of these mumble rappers that's
Yeah.
coming out these
No.
days. Man, because I like rap too, but I don't. And the mumble rap that's come out lately,
Yeah,
I'm just not big on that.
It's not good.
Yeah. And so do you hang out with friends? Do you have time for friends? I mean, you're dedicated to football right now, but.
Yeah, I definitely try to make time with my friends,
Okay.
but like if I can't hang out with them, they understand.
Okay, that's
'Cause
cool.
I usually have football games Fridays and soccer games Saturdays.
All right.
Yeah.
So now here's the next question. I don't know if you expect this, all right, but boyfriend?
No,
No,
boyfriend.
not right now? Okay.
No.
That's probably good. Focus on school.
Yeah.
Plans for the future?
Plans for the future. Well, it'd be cool if I would get like a scholarship, either to football or soccer. I'm really hoping I do.
Okay.
If not, I'd probably go study like law.
Law, really? That's cool. That's cool. Quite a bit different than football, but that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's definitely something to
Yeah.
reach for. On the track you're going, I mean, a scholarship isn't too much to. It's not too much to think of. You know,
Yeah.
it's very possible. Now in practice, I mean, you run with the guys as
Yeah.
if as you're part of the team. Do they treat you the same? Have you ever had any problems fitting in with the boys?
No,
No?
I don't think I've ever like had a problem like since the beginning. Yeah, maybe some guys were kind of like iffy, like
Okay.
but like after a while, like I just built trust in them and they treat me like any other guy.
That's awesome. You keep up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no need to. So, Coach, I mean, you're making history here in Nogales High School. What else do you guys have going on? I mean, you've got Maile. We just talked about culture that you guys are trying to build here.
Well, I mean, taking on a program, especially one that's transitioning from a different role than prior coach.
Okay.
There's a lot of changes that need to be made, and with our youth program not being up to par with other districts or other areas, and nothing against our youth programs. We just need to help them out, and that's one of my goals. We get a lot of first-time athletes. Maile, yeah, she's a female, but taken away from that, she's a soccer player. And going back to the scholarship, I think the best thing that we can do as a small community is allow these multi-sport athletes to play football
absolutely.
instead of just focusing on one sport. Because now, you're going to get recruiters realizing, wow, she can kick a football and play soccer.
Absolutely.
And it's different when you do compete with the boys. I mean, she started in March, not once complained. Did she do a little bit of the weights at first? Yeah, but she picked up. There was even one practice where we were sprinting, and not to be graphic, but she started puking.
Oh, man.
But she didn't stop. Yeah. And that was one of the big things that the boys saw. If Maile can do it, we can do it. And
Absolutely.
She's never complained. And I think that's part of the culture. I definitely think we started. I think we're a little bit different this year team-wise. We're a lot closer. We had a terrible, terrible loss last week. But in the past, even being a player here, that would have destroyed our team. Being 3 games in and you get blown out by a team that, you should be up to par with, I've seen teams in the past break.
Well, that whole idea of just, even if you're puking or losing, you pushing forward,
You gotta get back up.
Yeah, you got to get back up and you got to keep pushing. That's a great thing to instill.
And I think that's where our team's taking it. We're just going to keep pushing through because we also have a little, fan of ours, a little hero of ours named Sadie Lowe, who's battling, actually went through 2 heart transplants.
Oh my gosh!
And she's only 5.
I've heard about her.
So we look up to her for a lot of strength and everything. We're pushing through, and the big thing about it is our community. We're trying to as a team reach out to the community, bring the community to our games, make Friday nights a thing. Just get support, from our neighbors, our family, our friends. And, with Maile getting all this publicity, it's great not just for her because every time you talk to her, she mentions the team.
Yeah, of course.
And
She's
every time we go
much
to
a team
practice, the
player.
boys are right behind her.
Yeah.
Culture-wise, I think I just want to, get our team to realize that there's a lot more out of this town, but we can't do anything until we get our town, behind us and support and show that we're going to do something for our town.
That's awesome. Now, you said you attended ASU and you were alumni from here, right? Mm-hmm. So you played in the football team?
I did.
All right. How did you guys do back when you played?
Oh, we were pretty good.
Pretty
I
good?
got bumped up sophomore year, broke my ankle.
Oh,
Didn't
man.
play that year. Junior year, we went undefeated at home. Only lost 1 game in the regular season, and then got knocked out first round of playoffs.
All right.
Second year, average season. It was fun, And then that was my high school career. It was a lot of fun. And, I tried to take back on the regrets I made as a high school student. Not paying attention in class, not, thinking about the little things. I'd rather worry about what's happening on a Saturday night than the game. And that's some changes we had to make down here. And to let them realize that, we play the game of football, not, just, of course we play to win the game, but to learn from it. Because I think football is one of the best sports, not only because it's fun, but you learn how to tackle life.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Now, you'd mentioned right now that it's important to have them involved in more than just one sport. Mm-hmm. And, that's something that's been implemented in other things like art and things like that. But in sports, it's something that it's never really been really pushed. You put somebody in a sport and you push them on that sport, but really allowing them to play other sports, it develops this.
You get, and I know my body language speaks like I got lots to say, is I truly believe that one of the biggest issues I think we lack, and I'm sorry to say down here, is because we have a great baseball community.
Yeah.
We really do. We have great athletes, but a lot of those great athletes that went on to play further, that are in the majors, played another sport. Marcelo Renteria was just in the newspaper. He was the quarterback who took us to the Final Four. And I think the issue is that a lot of these parents, they want their kids to do great. We want to push them, but they get scared about football, about the contact.
Yeah.
But, a lot of the greatest players to go on all played football.
Oh, yeah, definitely. My son, he's 7 years old. And speaking of the parents being afraid of contact, and he told me that he wanted to join the Cardinals. And and I was like, all right, yeah, let's get you into the Pee-wees and get you started. And my wife's like, oh, no, hold on. But I think it's important for him to have that opportunity. He already likes baseball, and he's learning soccer, which I'm not a great soccer coach. I was terrible at soccer. I was the guy that stood there and watched the shadows go by. I liked football a little bit better, But I think it's important. Even if it's not a contact sport, to get them involved in different things. And football, it's not just about contact. It's about strategy. It's about
planning and getting the work ethic. Maile alone was just telling me the other day, one of your practices, you feel different now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because right now, when Coach was mentioning that football, like builds you and helps you. I think football's helped me a lot with leadership and determination with anything, especially school. Because
Absolutely.
I always want I don't want to disappoint my coach. I always want to keep my grades up. So I
That's
definitely
awesome.
think it's has made me a better person.
That's awesome.
And
That's
it transferred over to the soccer field because she's taking
Yeah.
a leadership role in the
Yeah.
games.
Especially in soccer. Like my team, we're good, and I just feel like sometimes we need like a leader to step up, and I feel like I've been stepping up.
That's awesome. That's great. So, and also, I mean, just the teamwork in football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's vital. If you don't act as a union, you fall.
It's a different sport.
Yeah.
Definitely than, baseball's a team sport. Soccer's
Yeah.
a team sport. But if you have one guy mess up in football, the whole
The whole
11
thing
guys
falls.
fall.
All the dominoes
Yeah.
just collapse.
And I think it shows teamwork. And again, to the people listening, it's just, don't be scared of the contact. Maybe not let your kid play football, but definitely allow your kid to try another sport and give the body a rest.
Of course.
And, give us opportunity because we have athletes.
Yeah.
We have a lot of great athletes down here. It's just we focus too much on one sport.
Yeah, we got a lot of runners, swimmers, and baseball is
Basketball.
Basketball is
tall
really
guys,
huge.
big guys. It's just,
Yeah.
if we could just spread them out
Yeah.
athletically
I mean-
as a program, so we would be a lot better.
Well, Rio Rico, I mean, they're pretty famous for runners.
yeah.
And I don't know. As far as I know, none of those runners have ever done football, or at least not really seriously. Speaking of Rio Rico, real quick, and not to diss on my Hawks. Okay, I was a Hawk, but I mean, even when I was there, their football program was. They lose a lot of games.
It's been 11 years now, and we're 11-0 against them.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you have any tips for Rio Rico, for the Hawks? Without offending anybody, of course.
They always talk about that rivalry, and I know, usually our rivalry is against Douglas.
Yeah.
We don't play them anymore. So it's crazy. Like, we know those kids. I know a lot of people from that, take their kids to Rio Rico that graduated from Nogales.
Yeah.
They have a great support system.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. They're putting a lot of finances into athletics. They're building up. They got a new field. They're getting new weight rooms.
Oh yeah, that field that they got was.
And I think too. I think they just became a Nike school.
Okay,
So
wow.
there's a lot of good things happening over there. I just think with so many coaches being swapped in and out, there hasn't been time for
Consistency.
a consistency. And then again, it goes back to the feeder programs too. None of their middle schools play football. Our 2 middle schools are barely holding on to it. And I think, for both Nogales and Rio Rico to succeed is we need to start with the youth programs.
Well, I didn't know that they don't have football in the middle schools anymore. When I was there,
Yeah.
I played flag football in middle school, and I remember I didn't know that they'd gotten rid of those programs.
Yeah, some of those programs are going. Again, it's the conflict stuff or
Yeah.
the contact stuff, and I understand.
Yeah.
But Rio Rico has some great athletes. I know some of the coaches on staff; they know what they're doing. I just think, they get a lot more first timers in than we do.
Yeah, and
But-
Nogales has a history of doing well in football, and
We hold proud to that, and you know what? Rio Rico's on the right track. They're
definitely.
putting money in the right places.
Cool, awesome. So, do you like professional sports?
Yeah.
Are you into college sports too?
College sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer with football? Speaking of football specifically, I mean, I imagine he's a Sun Devil fan through and through. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
You're Sun Devils? Okay.
Yeah. I went
Nice.
to
He's waiting
one
for
of-
it. He's waiting for a
I
knuckle
went
right
to
there.
one of their football camps, their kicking camps.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was pretty good.
That's
Like,
awesome.
Some of the guys were really good.
Yeah.
They were really good.
That's cool. Do you prefer college over professional?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And what's your favorite pro team?
Pro team?
Yeah.
Like for football?
For football.
Panthers.
Panthers.
I'm a Panthers fan.
I mean, this whole interview just went out the window. Just kidding. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Panthers fan.
Now, we were just talking with the athletic director and the coach before the interview started that there's a little girl on the Cardinals
Yeah.
that's really excited to meet you.
Yeah,
huh?
I want to meet her.
That's awesome.
I've heard about her for when was it? Oh, when I turned in my physical here in the front office, the lady had told me that there was a little girl on the football, like the Cardinals team. I was like, really? That's I wanna meet her too.
That's awesome. So tomorrow's game,
Yeah.
hopefully
yeah.
we're before that, and I will be there to get pictures of this, so all of you can see it too. It'll be a good photo op. So what other plans? I mean, you talked about law. You talked about maybe scholarship for college. I mean, what do you? I mean, you're only a junior. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, because I remember when I was a junior. I mean, the future was not even in my mind. But I mean, you seem focused. You're dedicated, and you're intelligent. I mean, do you have some real serious plans what to do after high school?
really.
Not really?
Probably just, like, I'm really hoping to get either a scholarship in sports.
Okay.
And I want to see where that goes because,
Very cool.
like, I feel like I could push myself to be at that level.
Very cool. Very cool. So has she brought some fans to the stands at least? I mean, Nogales always does pretty good at filling the stands for football games, but have you guys seen an influx since she's...
Well, when it all began, a lot of people, were like questioning, like, hey, are we sure we want a girl?
Mm-hmm.
And from the moment she came in the weight room, it was like, if she can handle it, we're going to keep her out there.
Yeah.
And there has been people that come out and don't realize 11's a girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She takes off her helmet. But I think when the world got around that, Nogales was doing something different, definitely that first game, a lot of people came out, and there was a lot of cheers when she made her first kick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So you guys are playing tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Who are you guys playing against?
Empire.
Empire. All right. Now, how are they?
Well, it's our first year in the 5A. I think it's their second year.
Okay.
We just came off a big loss. They're coming off a big win.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
So that could go one of two ways. I mean, they could be cocky and slip, and you guys will be more dedicated because you guys know that you got to kick it up a notch.
Yeah, we got punched in the gut last week, so I think we're coming up. We're ready for, we're in a better mindset now, and we're just going to do what we're good at, and hopefully we're better at it than they are.
Awesome. Now, before we end this interview, Angel, do you have anything that you'd like to tell the people of Nogales? No, not much? Support the programs. And so Angel Ortega, he's the athletic director for Nogales High School. He's been here for 3 months, and he's already got some good stuff going on. He's hit the ground running, it seems like.
I'll tell you this, he may not be from Nogales, but he sure has a lot of Apache pride. He's about the school and about the kids.
And that's what's important. I mean, I've noticed that this year the school district has brought some people from the outside that they've really absorbed into it already. I mean, the new principal at Challenger, she's from Tucson, and she's ready. She's already dedicated to the community. So I think the district's doing pretty well this year. They've got some good things happening. So we're about to wrap up the interview. Before we go, I do want to let you guys know that my 4th book, Unlucky 7 Volume 3, will be out mid-October. It's my newest collection of horror stories, just in time for Halloween. It's coming out a little bit later than the other ones came out, but all the other two have been in September, so this is the first one coming out in October, right in time for Halloween. And it's going to be the first book published through my publishing company, London Bridge Publishing Services. I want to thank you guys for being here with us. I'm really, really excited that we got to do this. I mean, as soon as I called Mr. Ortega and he said, yeah, let's do it, I was like, yes. This is one of the most important interviews that I've been excited to do for a long time. So thank you so much for being here. Coach,
Thanks, sir.
is that your number on your arm?
Oh, yeah, it's actually my old number. It's actually 44 because my grandfather's badge number.
Really?
Yeah, highway
Very
patrolman.
cool. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you guys for coming out. And you guys could do me a favor, look at the camera and say your names and we love Nogales.
Like together?
Well, you first and then you.
Okay.
And then say we love Nogales together.
Okay.
Well, I'm Coach Teyechea, and I love Nogales.
I'm Maile Vasquez, and I love Nogales.
And together.
We love
love
Nogales.
Nogales.
There we go. Thank you guys. Have a great day.